kind of basic overview on how I designed my wellness questionnaire and how to filter it over to Google Sheets. So I've gone ahead and pulled up a tab for my Google Sheets here, and then I've got my basic wellness questionnaire template here. I've just got a couple basic metrics: sleep, stress, muscle soreness, etc., on a 1 to 10 scale, and I only put 5 questions in because I want it to only take a few minutes for my clients. So in order to get the data to filter over, the first thing you're going to go to responses. And then here we've got the little Google Sheets logo. We're going to click the 3 dots just to the right of that and select a response destination. We're going to go ahead and create a new spreadsheet. This new spreadsheet will just be called Wellness Questionnaire Responses. I do not already have one created, so I'm going to hit Create. And it will say down here, linking to spreadsheet, and it should go ahead and create one over here. Maybe if I refresh my Google Sheets. There we go. Okay, so now we've got our wellness questionnaire document here, and it will give a timestamp for particular entries. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a column that says day, and just get us started with a couple days here, and then I can drag this down and get it to auto create days for me. So we'll say it's a full month of data that I'm going to collect. I'm kind of nitpicky. I like all of it centered. So I'm just going to center that really quick. And then what we do is, this is form response 1. So since this is just my wellness questionnaire template, I'm not going to name this tab, and this technically won't actually be used, but let's pretend that we've got our blank template and we want to create a copy to send to a new client that we have. So I'm going to go to my Google Forms, hit the 3 dots by the logo, and hit make a copy. And then I can rename this, and I could share it, share it with the same people, or I could leave it, I'm going to leave it unchecked since it's for the individual client, but if this was like I was sharing it with other coaches and we all wanted that data, you could share it with the same people. So I'm just going to call this client Joe Dirt. So we've got our Joe Dirt client. It's going to make his daily wellness questionnaire, and then I'm going to have to go to the same thing, responses, and we'll select a response destination. I don't want to create a new spreadsheet. I want it to filter into my existing spreadsheet, so we'll hit select existing spreadsheets, and then we'll click wellness questionnaire, select, and it's linking to spreadsheet. So then when I go back here, I'm going to get form responses 2, and I would just probably name this as soon as you send it out. So that's going to be his info. And then let's go ahead and create a couple answers for him. So I'm going to send this, pretend send it, and link it to myself in another web browser so that I can create some mock answers. So we'll just say he's feeling really, really, really good day 1, and he can submit another response. So this would just be a link that you sent to your client, and they could just use it. They could just click on the same link every day that they wanted to fill it out. And right now I'm filling it out with the idea of it being daily, although this could be a weekly questionnaire or a once a month check-in. You could do that kind of any way that you wanted to. So I'm just going to create one more fake answer here so we have some data, so we can play with how we organize that. Maybe he's like not feeling very good on some of these days, so we have some diversity in our answers. Submit that, cancel, and then I'm going to go back to this page, and then I'm going to add in again that same day thing over here. We'll just pretend that there's 16 days worth of data. And then from here, I'm going to highlight all of these guys and insert a chart. And sometimes it tries to be clever and automatically determine the chart type that you want. I would like a column here. You could organize that however you wanted to, though. And then I'm going to change this title because that is ridiculous. And if I go into horizontal axis, I could create labels there as well. So now that we've got this base chart made, I'm going to drag it over. I'm going to edit it one more time. and it will say add x-axis here. So this is in the setup, chart type, stacking, data range, and then your x-axis is what you want. Your series will be all of your metrics here. But for my x-axis, the data range I'm going to select is just the full column, everything below it. So clicking on the actual letter for the days, and then that way it will organize these groups of data by particular day. Now, of course, I don't want to look at all 16 days worth because we don't even have data for those yet. So I can hide those rows, and then they won't appear in my chart. And then if I only wanted to look at, say, let's look at sleep quality and emotional energy and not look at the others, we can hide those columns as well. So then this could go on for an infinite amount of days, and you could just hide the data, or you could create a new one on a yearly cycle. However you want to collect and keep all of that data, I think is really up to you. But that's just the basics on how I organized it and how it collects into different tabs within the Google Sheet.